Hey folks, welcome to day 46 of our little devlog thingy. And today, what we're looking at, I have been requested to do, is to have some sort of sitting mode. Okay? Number one. But number two, I am going to also do an action key for displaying the HUD or not. Okay, so we're going to have an action mapping, and it's going to be show hide HUD, and it's going to start off as an L just because. Okay. Hi there, generic NPC. Good to see you, bud. So we're going to go into our pawn. We're going to have enum action mode. We're going to hit new. We're going to say sitting. Save that. Close it. In here. Okay. And I believe we probably where do we have this about? I suppose in here. Okay. So we want show hide HUD. This is going to go to a flip flop. Okay. And now that's equip bow, and that's de-escalate bow, and that's fire. Right, this is actually going to go over this side next to our begin play type stuff. Okay. And now we're going to go to here. And BP HUD. In fact, I don't think that is what we want. I think we want main HUD. Okay. So we need to find out what fires up our main HUD. Okay. And we need to find out what this create BP HUD is. Okay, because I don't think it's anything. Okay. If we look at our attributes, okay, so let's test this out, shall we? We're going to remove this. And we're going to plug this straight into here. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to check this out first to see what it actually does. As you can see, not a sodden lot. Okay, so let's test this and grab a drink of your coffee. Now as you can see, our BP HUD, our HUD is still showing, but we've completely removed that. So we know for a fact that that is not BP HUD. Okay. I don't know why I closed that. So this is BP HUD, our main HUD. Okay. Now, let's have a look at this. We've got W attributes. Okay. But what we could do in our pawn, right, it's main HUD, is get widgets of class W main HUD, duplicate that, do for each loop, and same here. A is going to go to there, B is going to go to here. then we're going to set visibility. Hey Classic FN, how you doing, bud? We do is visible. Duplicate that. We do that. We set it to hidden. And in fact these should be the other way around, because we start with these visible, so the first thing we should do is hide it. How are you this afternoon? Siastic. How come people have got so difficult names to pronounce? Right, so we've now got our L. Okay. So we can show and hide our HUD. Now the next thing is sitting, which is a bit more to it. Okay. This is really a devlog. Give me a second. I'll let you see. Give me just 1 second here. If you watch that, you'll see the trailer. I don't work on that map. I work on a test map to do mechanics stuff. Right, so what I'm going to do is we're going to go into inputs again, project settings, input, add an action mapping. Now we might change this around, but it makes it, we'll say sit down. Right, and we'll make a J for a laugh. Okay. Close that. And we might need to redo this part. Sit down. Okay. And we're going to find the references to this. So we're going to do this. Save that. Yeah, I thought that might be the case. Show hide HUD. Right. Save that. Oh, making games in Unity. Alright. I've did a bit of Unity, but it was a while ago. Right, so we're pasting when we are saying sitting. Okay. Now the interesting thing is here that in here our default is going to be sitting. Okay, so when we start the game we shall be sitting. Right. So our next attack mode is pawn, animation, and this one. Okay. We want player mode, but state sitting. Oopsie. Oopsie. So this player mode. Okay, player mode equals sitting my colleague made it in Character Creator. Okay, so save that. Back to base and to here. Back away. And we say player mode equals not equal to sitting. Save that. And next we want to do that. Oh well, thank you for popping by, Siastek. Remember to hit the like and subscribe, and I'll look forward to seeing you again. Now, I'm not too sure. Yep, that'll do. And bye-bye for now, Siastek. Have a good day or evening. Right, so what we want to do is get this, blend it to 2 seconds. Get this, blend it to 2 seconds. Save that. Now, in theory, when we press play, interesting. We should have been sitting. Yep. Right. So Ah, okay. Um, what we need to do is in our animation blueprint, our default should be sitting. Okay. So now you can see that she's sitting. Okay, but hey, Screen Apple, how you doing, bud? We need to move our camera offset now, right? Because as you see, we are kinda knackered. Oh, right, okay. So we've got our sitting, and this is also actually going to be a flip-flop. Okay, so we'll gradually do this bit by bit. That's how we do it. Now, it's going to be the other way around again if we're going to start in a sitting position. Okay, so we are going to duplicate this if it lets us. I'm going to copy paste it. Come on. Right, so this is going to be normal. It's possible. It's possible, Screen Apple. All you need to do is have a look at Truck Simulator, and it's got a map of Europe. Having said that, it is condensed down, but it has got a map of Europe that you can drive through. So as you can see, we have got, right, so we need her to sit up faster. So this is going to change from 2 seconds to 1 second. Okay, and we're going to change this to 1.5, I think, so that she sits down a bit faster. As we can see her there, and so J, okay, now the interesting thing here is if we come back to our pawn, okay, then we've got our camera boom, and our camera boom is 185, okay, Now, what we're going to do, just for a laugh, is set the arm length to 300. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to lerp it in a second, but I'm going to test it by, so the base is 185. Now, the other thing we could do is set these offsets as well. We could lerp these offsets, but changing the length of changing the length of the camera probably isn't going to do the business for us, right? But we'll try it anyway. Right. So we'll save that. And this is only, it's not going to work when we press it to start with. Right, it's going to be in the original position, but that's okay. Right. Oh, that's a bit strange. And now she doesn't move. Okay, so she's not moving now, which ain't great. Oh, these were set to the same thing, that's why that wasn't working. Okay. So we still need to work out why our camera works, right? Yeah, we probably need to do the offset thing. But the problem now is that we can't move. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in here. I'm going to default this back to what it was, right, which was normal. Okay. And now she ain't, so we are getting that. Okay. You go sitting. Interesting. So we've completely broken the pawn. We've either A, completely broken the pawn, or B, I just fetched a minute ago, right? So whatever's happened Okay. I'm going to do a save all. I'm going to close this. And I'm going to load up the backup to find out if this is a backup issue. If this is a fetch issue, sorry. Right. Right, so question is, was I moving a minute ago? Right, close that. Go to maps, test map. Right. Press play. Right. So we can move. Our camera can move, no problem. Okay. So it's something we've done. In our pawn. That's completely screwed this up. Now, this is our current version. Okay. Load this up again. Maps. Go here. Close this. Press play. And we can move. And we can still move. Okay. Now, the next thing we need to check. Okay, back to our pawn, right? And what we need to do is basically, along with this target arm, we need this socket offset to change as well. Okay. So that was a weird little Unreal Engine hiccup there. I'm going to check it in a minute again. So it's socket offset. and normal is going to be 40. Now we are going to lerp these, okay? Hi WD Gaster, the work is going. Yeah, that's how it's going. It's going. Now we are probably going to set these up as variables so that we can muck about with them, but we're going to set that to 0. Okay. So now if we do this, okay, that's good. We like that. Hi Storm Run, how you doing? Yeah, we're doing okay. WD Gaster, we're making progress every day. I mean, as long as you stream for 2 hours every single day. Oh, that's not good. We're not moving again. Okay. Right. So what's going on here? We can't move. Right. Did I actually check to see if we could move on the backup? I don't think I did. I think I only checked to see if we could actually look around. I didn't check the movement. Let's check. Don't know what you mean, WD Gaster. Variables are overlapping. Not sure what you're getting at. If you could explain further. Right. Test map. Right. So if we press play, right, we can walk. Okay. I have a strange problem. I have a strange problem too. My pawn suddenly doesn't work. There's a setting in your character movement that says always face direction or something. Can't remember what it's called, but it's something like that. Right. So our pawn is screwed. Something's going on. Now I'm absolutely sure it's absolutely nothing, and I'll fix it in 2 minutes, but then again it might be just a complete and utter disaster. What am I up to? I'm up to making her sit and also showing the HUD or not, like that. Okay, as well as being a gameplay thing, it will help when making videos of the gameplay that you can hide the HUD. It actually shouldn't. You're kinda, well, nah, no. The fact is that even though she's sitting, she should be able to move anyway, right? So she should basically slide along the floor, right? Now, if you don't know about Unreal Engine, I'll show you what I would expect, right? And what should be happening is that she should be basically crawling along the floor, right? Because I've set her to sitting, right? So we can see what's going on regarding this, right? Don't worry, I'll not make, I wouldn't make that simple a mistake, right? Having said that, I probably have made the simple mistakes, but no, that's not the issue, right? I'll make this a bit bigger for you guys as well, right? I forgot to do this earlier. 1.25, right? So that should be a bit bigger for you guys. Right, this is the animation blueprint, right? This does not affect anything other than the animations that are playing, okay? So basically when I set this to sitting, you'll see her sit down. And when I set it to normal again, it's going to jump in here. So then it's now using this blend space, right? But that actually doesn't affect the input, right? So what I would actually expect is for her to basically slide along the floor until I do something with it, right? So I've not touched anything here, so no variables are changed, but she isn't moving, right? So I believe it's something has changed in the project when we merged the projects last night and pumped them out again. Okay, so that's the only explanation here. And if I sit, she should still actually be able to move, right? Because I haven't stopped her being able to move. So she should basically be sliding along the floor, right? But she's actually doing neither. Now, the first way of troubleshooting this, right, is to find out if it's picking up the input keys, okay? Which takes us back to here. And if we say move forward, no, I hadn't done that yet, right? That was the next thing to do, right? And what I'd have to do is change this to say if she's not sitting, right? So that's something I would have had to do, okay? But I understood that. I was just getting the animation to work first, okay? No worries, mate. A reasonable question, a reasonable question. So basically, So was a right storm run. What we want to do is print string here, right, to find out if we're actually getting an input off this. So we should say move forward. Okay. So what? What's going on? Wow. Wow. Super wow. Not necessarily super wow, actually. Actually, it is. Oh, fuck. Okay, I'm about to get really quite anxious here, because this does not look right at all. It does say update compass. Now, the thing is, what we should do is we should print the axis value, right? Save that. And press play. Right, now, if I press forward, we get 1. So that's okay. Right, so we're going to call that okay. I don't get it. Right, I'm going to have to open up this the backup project and find out what the hell is going on. Let's see. It looks okay. I don't know what's going on. There's something seriously bad happened. This is not good. This is not what we wanted to be doing today. Right. So we're waiting on it opening up the second version so that I can hopefully fix it. Right, but I don't know what's going on. Okay. Now, Gaster, you're not understanding. We merged two projects together, right? There's two of us working at the same time, right? My colleague has his leg of the tree, I have my branch of the tree, and at night we basically merge them together and we both fetch the project again in the morning, right? Now, under normal circumstances, he works on the level design and I work on the programming side, the logic part, right? So it's not very often that our work overlaps, right? So that's what I mean by merging, etc. It's not what you think. Right, so I believe this is the backup version. Right, now I'm going to have to move it. Actually, this one is the backup version. Right, because it's not got a map open. So I'm just going to basically do some quick comparisons on the pawn. Right. Alright. Okay, so I'm looking at the other project at the moment as well. So if you don't see any movement on your side, it's because I'm looking at the other side, and it'd get a bit confusing if I put them on both on the same screen. I might do that in a second though for these blueprints, just to show you what I'm looking at, as you can see here. Right, so you can see here, this is the second version, the backup version. Okay, so we need to look at input and move forward. And that looks exactly the same. Right, so there hasn't been any kind of code change that's basically screwing things up here. So I'm going to go for this has to be something to do with settings. Right, that's consume input, that's fine. Right, that's fine as well. Okay, I might be closing down more windows than you might expect because I'm not 100% sure which version is which, so I'm going to have to close both of them down and open them up separately, okay? Now, that seems okay, right? Everything there seems okay. I'm looking at now the world settings to find out what, if anything, has changed here. Yeah, Gasler, that is what I would normally do as well, but it's not quite as simple as that when you're merging different projects together. Right, because I don't know what my colleague has done. and he might inadvertently have changed something that I don't know about. Now, I've no reason to believe that at this stage, but it could have happened. You never know. So fundamentally, I don't know where it stopped working, right? That's the problem. I don't know where it stopped working, because it stopped working at a merge, right? At the end of at the start of the merge, which is basically the backup, it was working. At the end of the merge, it has stopped working, right? So it's either something my colleague has done, or the merge itself has corrupted something, okay? And that is the problem. I don't know where to even look at this point. But I started with movement, right? And the other thing is to look at the world settings to see if there's anything in the world settings that has changed that's going to feck anything up. And again, even that isn't obvious, even if wait a minute. Let me see, let me check something. I've just had a brainwave. Well, it might be a stupid one, but it's worth a look. Right, what I'm thinking is there some way that our pawn, the movement speed has been set to 0? Right? And the answer is no. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the pawn on the other one, and I'm going to check her character movement, because this is the one that moves, this is the one that doesn't. Okay. Where's the other pawn? One, 2, 48, 2, 40, 100. Right. I've no reason to believe these are going to have changed at all, but you never know. No, that's the same, that's the same. Right. Base velocity, all the same. Come down to here. Exponential difference. Those are all the same. These are the same, same. Nothing freaky there. Check these again. And this is not very good. Right. Nothing obvious there at all. Okay. Okay, I'm guessing there'll be nothing here either. Did I close that down? Yeah. Okay, let's open it up again. Okay, 45, 45, nothing changed there. He says the only thing that makes me think that a colleague's changed something is he wanted to be able to start the game sitting down. Right, now if that's the case, then he would have had to do something with the pawn. Okay. And I'm just wondering if he's done something in the pawn that's basically screwing us up here. But then again, you know what it's like. He might have done something and forgot about it. And the other thing is, it might not be nothing to do with that. It might have been just that our merge has basically screwed things up. Done something weird along the way. And it's not working. But as you saw, the movement input was getting done. Right? So for whatever reason, I don't know why our character is not moving at all. Our camera's moving, but everything else is not. No worries, W Gasser. No, you weren't a nuisance. Don't worry. And I hope to see you back again at some point, you know, and I hope to have it fixed by then. But yeah, nice to see you here. Right, so it isn't that. Can't be that. So we'll need to think of something else. Okay, I'm going to have a break for 2 minutes, guys, and have a think about this. If you're enjoying the stream, hit like and subscribe. Check out the description for more links, especially to the Groenland Discord, my personal Discord, a link to my Patreon, and finally to my previous game on Steam, which is on sale for $1, and it's called FTD2. So, I'll be back in 2 minutes. Don't go anywhere, guys. we're back. Haven't had any brainwaves about this problem, though. I would love to see me finish this game as well, Stream Apple, I can tell you. We are going to finish it, don't worry, I've finished the game before. That's not an issue. Right, but for movement input, right? I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. Movable. That's fine. I'm just going to have to just basically check all the settings. That's all I can do. Right, so and see if there's going to be, this is going, literally, right guys, I'll tell you what, not word of a lie here, this is literally going to be a one button, click it and that's it fixed, right? The problem of course is finding that button, okay? Right, now I can only now right, my colleague is telling me he changed something, but he's been very wary about telling me what it was. Right, he says it's in the other map, right? So if I go to the other map, I should be able to see what he's changed and what it affects. Okay. So if I go into here, right, there must be some sort of trigger box or something. Or is it in the level blueprint? Right, so this is obviously playing the animations. That's wind direction. That's activate wind. Event tick, but it's switched off. Audio. Right, so we're going to call that OK. Right, that doesn't seem to affect whatever we're doing. Okay, here's the thing. Here's the thing. If I press play, right, this should work. We need to find out if it works. Okay, so let's run that and see if it is actually working or not. Right, this is going to be the old right. Okay. Right, so she can move. Right, so there's something in that code that's basically screwing us up. Okay? Because the pawn is working. Now, if we hit L, L, and if we hit J, she sits down, she gets back up, and she can move. Right, so basically there's something in this code that's screwing it up that Kent has added. Now I'm not too sure what that is. Right, so basically there's something getting changed, there's some trigger, something that's basically getting set up in here that's screwing things up, and I don't know what it is. Right. I think I know what it is. I think I know what it is. Right? I think if it was me, right, I would disable input. So I think he might have disabled input on this character. Right. Now, where? We'll do input. Right, and I'm going to have to compare these. Right, so we need to open this up. Disabled 000. Disabled 000. Right, so it's not that. It's not that. It's not that. Activation, auto activate. Right. Right, so I don't know what's going on here. Right, this is so that's all fine. Ignore client, Can jump, can walk, can swim. Checking these on the other side. Velocity is 0. All of these are set. Okay, I'm going to need to find out can't see it being in here. Okay, right, I'm not going to worry about this for a second. Right, we're just going to carry on, because this is getting, there's nowhere until my colleague basically answers the darn question, right? I know he's changed something in this map, but I don't know what and I don't know where. Okay? Right, now, if the question is, has he done it in the game mode? You see, this override is wrong, okay? So I think he's actually maybe done it in here. Right? He's changed something in here, but the problem is, okay, possibly he's not then, right? The only other thing can be in here. Okay. But this just does not make any sense. Right. Now, what I mean by that is, this map should no longer use this. I changed it the other night there, and he's obviously overwritten it with the original again. Because if I do that and press play, right, what I'm expecting here is, well, I don't know what to expect really. Right, you can see that we can't move, right? I can't move at this point. So I think this is obviously, it says there's a trigger here, right? There's some kind of a trigger here. Now, we can move, but he's mentioned that he basically changed movement to 0 or something. Okay? Now, I think he's actually accidentally done it somewhere that is affecting right now. It's only at that point there, when this becomes inactive, that we can move. Okay, so I think what he's done is he's set the default for the pawn to be like not allowed to move, or he's possibly done it in this game. No, he's not done it in this game mode, that can't be true, right? So he's either done it in the pawn or the player controller or something, and basically it's because we never switch it back on again, and on the test map we can never ever move. Okay, but I have no idea where he's doing it. Okay, or wherever he's put the blueprints. I can only believe he's put the blueprint in here. Load trigger stream, cave floor. right? So basically I've got no idea where this is. Zero idea. Right, it's not in here. That's for sure. Right, so it's not in here. I've got no idea where he's going to have put this. Alright. So it's not there. Let's see if we can find anything here. And is it any something to do with self-discussion? I don't think so. Is it doing it here? Character movement. Oh my god. Right, okay. Right, this is just wrong, okay? This is just utter wrong. Now, it is affecting my world, right? And the reason it's affecting my world is because there's a self-discussion thing in the test map. Okay? And whatever is going on, my wife is struggling to get into your dress apparently. Here's what it's doing, right? It's going in here and it's setting the movement walk speed to 0 on begin play. Right? So I suggest that if we now go into maps, test map, right? We have got a self-discussion thing here. So if I take that away, I believe it will work. There we go. Right, okay, well, you know, you live and learn. So, good. At least we can now make some progress. Okay? After an hour and a half of this being screwed. Okay, so back to our pawn. Okay. And pawn. So what we need here is, on our movement, we need to check to see if we're actually moving, if we're sitting or not, right? So we're going to have to go current mode, get current mode, then we're going to have to say equals, then we say sitting, right? And if we say it's not that, right, then we can branch. Okay. So we drag that out a bit and up a bit. And I'll tell you what we'll do. Right. What we're going to actually do here is we're going to drag this up a bit and give ourselves a bit more space, okay? So what we'll do is we'll drag that up a bit to there. And then we're going to grab this, move it over here a bit. Then we'll align it, let's say left. Oops. Then that goes to there. That goes to there. That goes there. And then we're going to do the same here. Right, so we're basically not doing anything with the mouse, right? The mouse can still move around, right? We can still turn our camera, etc, etc. The only thing we can't actually do here is move our character, right? So we're going to copy that, we're going to paste that. Okay, so if we're not sitting, you're allowed to move. Oh, I should have showed you what I was talking about. Well, Mr. WD Gaster was here. He was talking and he had a point, and this is why I'm doing this part, is because previously I'd only done the animations so that if you sat down, etc, right? But it still wouldn't have stopped you moving. This is going to stop you moving, right? So that's all good. And the next thing we want to do is well, it depends if we're sitting or standing, right? If our initial position is sitting, okay, the question is, how do we it right, I'm going to add a custom event, okay, and I'm going to say sit down. Okay, now the reason for this is if you're just using a button to stand up and sit down, that's fine, right? But the problem is, if, like, for example, if I wanted to use a button like left, right, up or down, right, i.e. move forward, move back, move left, move right, okay, we might want that to trigger the standing up, right, or the sitting down. Well, all we want to actually do is have it do the standing up, right? So, in actual fact, all we want is this one, which is actually going to be stand up. Okay? And that's going to set us back to normal. Okay? But in theory, we should delete this. Right, but our current mode, the default should be sitting, right? And if that's the case, then we should also set it in our animation blueprint. Okay? So if we go to animation and then go to our animation blueprint. Now this is what we did earlier, right? We need the player mode and the default to be sitting. Okay? So if we press play now, Firebrazer 2, who cares about Firebrazer 2? Right. Firebrazer 2 doesn't even get used anymore. I don't think static item does either. At least at the moment anyway. Right, I'm just going to do that. Okay. Then refresh the nodes on that, save that, and that'll do us. Okay. Then if we press play, right, we can see she's sitting down, right? Okay. Now, we know it takes X time. It takes 1.5 seconds for her to, well, let's have a look, right? It takes 1.5 seconds for her to sit down, right? Okay, I mean, we can check that anyway, right? Because we've got the animation blueprint open, right? So what we can do is have a look at this, right? And if we look at this, it takes 1 minute, 1.5 seconds to sit down. It takes 1 second for her to get back up. Okay, So all we actually need to do here is set basically set her to sit down, right, at the start of the game. Okay, so if we go back to the pawn, oh, hope I've not missed out any you guys chat. No, Screen Apple. It was my colleague had done something with a blueprint that was still in this scene, and basically it screwed up the character movement. It set the character movement to 0, right? Now his logic wasn't correct, so whatever was going on, it was never resetting, so I could never move, right? But that's okay, we've sorted it out. A bit annoying, but worse things. I've had worse things happen, put it that way. So anyway, we're back on the ball. We're 1.5 seconds to get up, sorry, to sit, and we're a second to get back up. Okay, so basically we're going to close that, we're going to close that, we're going to do this, and basically what we're going to do is we're going to change our offset well, you know what we're going to do? Well, we've already got that. Okay, now the interesting thing is, do we actually set this? And the answer is a resounding yes, except it's not really for that. Okay, I'm going to rename this, and I'm going to say camera socket offset. Okay, now we're going to need our camera socket offset, and we're going to need our another variable which is going to be our camera length, right? And that's going to be a float. Okay, and basically we're going to compile it and just say that's going to be 185, right? We know that's 185. Now in actual fact, we can actually do our camera offset as well, wherever the heck that is, right? And we can say 40 and 40. Okay, so that's obviously stand up, right? Now what we're going to do now is we're going to set the target boom length to there, we're going to say camera, get camera socket offset, and set that to there. Except what we're going to do actually in reality is we're going to lerp from here to here and here to here, right? So I'm going to call it there, guys. So if you've enjoyed the stream, hit like and subscribe. Check out the description for links to the Groenland Discord server, my personal Discord server, my Patreon, and finally my previous game on Steam, which is on sale for $1, FTD2. Check the links out in the description. I'll be back at 8 PM. I shall see you then. Bye bye for now.